y'all want to talk? Let me talk to y'all about what's going on in hip hop. Y'all mind if we discuss that real quick? And I definitely want y'all take on this. Also, anybody that who want to, if y'all been paying attention to this trial a lot and you have some good info, you have a good take you want to get off, you can definitely join me on here. I'm gonna do one person at a time though, going in the future. You can join me on here via Discord. The Discord link is in the description box below. So if you go in the description, you'll see the Discord link in there. So you can download Discord if you don't have it. Go ahead and join join up to the Discord. And then when it's time to bring you on whatever week or whatever episode we do, I'll bring you on like that. Because we definitely want to get more opinions on it. Like I like that insight that Ked just gave. That was good insight right there. So no, we're not talking about Diddy. We was gonna talk about J. Cole dropping a bomb today. And first of all, let me say this. J. Cole put out a project called Might Delete Later, right? And the biggest thing that everybody been talking about with the Might Delete Later project is the 7-minute drill song that's at the end. It's the last track. I think it's the last track on there, right? So that's what everybody's been talking about. But you know what's crazy about that? You know what's crazy about that? Is that's a good song too. I like that song. But if you had to rank all the songs on the project, that's probably last. This is a good project right here. Like 7-minute drill is probably the least, good one on there. And it's good. But everything else is better. You know what I'm saying? I think the strategy of taking some verses that you already had from Daylight and Ab-Soul, who are TDE artists, I think that was genius to use that on this project where you dissing. I think it's just a great rollout for something that really didn't need to be rolled out, because Kendrick did your rollout for you by pretty much dissing you or throwing a shot at you. And now you drop this EP or you drop this project on the day before Dreamville Fest starts. So now you essentially got the best marketing in the world for your festival and for this project, because now you're about to go on Dreamville Fest, and they're going to want to hear some of these songs, because J. Cole fans are serious, diehard fans like that. They want to hear it the next day. They probably know all the words already. This is where I think that, people been saying like, yo, this is a warning shot because J. Cole said it's a warning shot and all that. But what I think is cold-blooded is that everybody in TDE, from what I know, everybody that's in TDE will be at Dreamville Fest. They're performing. Either they're performing or involved in some way. So the fact that their whole team is going to be in his city, and he decided, I'm about to diss the crown jewel of TDE, which is Kendrick Lamar, and all of y'all are about to see me this weekend. And, I'm sure he's not trying to get violent, but he's saying, all y'all are going to see me and none of y'all are going to do anything. And y'all going to have to listen to these diss tracks that I got for you. And he didn't send any shots at anybody else in TDE. All the shots were extremely focused on Kendrick. Now, the talk about Kendrick's albums being weak and all that, and one good verse every 30 months, I disagree. I think that's a lie. I think it's crazy to say Kendrick fell off when he got the #1 song in the country with Future right now. I think it's crazy and incorrect. However, I do like the diss. I like the fact that he tried to throw a bomb at him, and it is shaking up the whole Twitter sphere, just like Kendrick's verse did 2 weeks ago. So, or was it 2 weeks ago or last week? I don't remember. It was maybe last week. But I think the marketing, I think the timing is amazing. Shout out to Cole for doing that. There's some good features on there. But like I said, the whole project, he's dissing Kendrick throughout the whole thing. They have Ari Lennox, Young Dro, Gucci Mane talking on there. Cameron is on the joint. Boz, Central C is on there. Central C is from London, if y'all didn't know. He is pretty good too. Daylight and Ab-Soul, who are the TDE artists, Boz again. And it's just some good music. I don't know if the fall off is coming. I don't know how far out it is. Rip Low folks, I'm not gonna play it because I try to make a couple of dollars off the YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get rich. I'm making 30 cents a month right now off of my YouTube. So I want to keep my monetization going and everything like that. 30 cents a month is good money for somebody like me in my position. You understand? So, we try to keep them little ducats and chips and everything like that. But I want to know how y'all feel about these discs. Let me see. Drake won't respond until the next album is out. We Still Trust You next week. Okay, I'm ready for We Still Don't Trust You, because now supposedly We Don't Trust You was more of Metro's album, and We Still Don't Trust You was more Future's. However, it does seem like Metro is producing both of them and Future is rapping on all of it. So it's really just a collection of amazing music. But I'm ready for We Still Don't Trust You. My only thing with that is the bar is set so high for that I don't know how much better the music can get. You know what I'm saying? Because they shocked the world with a diss track like that. I'm still going to listen to it, though. I listen to everything Future. I thought that Metro's Heroes and Villains album was fire, too. So Metro has been really on a wild run right now. A lot of people have been looking at Hit Boy and recognizing Hit Boy's run when he did all those joint projects with other people as the main producer. But Metro is on a crazy run right now, too, with his own project and then these future projects and the songs produced and all this. So, you know, we got to recognize what Metro is doing right now. He's doing some amazing stuff. But we'll see. So your prediction is that Drake won't respond until after that project comes out. I don't know. I don't know when Drake is going to respond. Drake might, you never know. Drake might do a Scary Hours Part 4 or something, and we might get that in the middle of the night. So you never know when Drake is coming. You know, they call Drake is the big fish here. Now I know we put the big three. A lot of people do. I don't say J. Cole is part of the big three. I think Future is. But anyway, a lot of people say the big three is Drake, J. Cole, Kendrick. But if we being real here, Drake is the big one, and then like the next tier of artists are below him, because Drake is so big and he does what he does so good that really he's in a tier by himself. Honestly, nobody's close to him when it comes to pretty much any accolade that is involved in rap. There's nobody even close to him right now. If you just look at how many streams and how many million records he sold and how many platinum albums and how many how many Billboard hits, and as far as accolades go, there's nobody really even close to Drake. The only people close to Drake is like Taylor Swift and Bad Bunny and stuff like that. Like nobody's on that level. So Drake is like a tier one rapper, and then everybody else is below him. You really can't really put people on the same tier as him because the numbers don't match up. If we talk about rap skill, that's a different conversation, but that's not the entirety of what we judge when we look at rap. So you gotta factor success in there too. Let's see what they say. Drake probably not even interested enough for a rap beef. No, Drake is always interested in a rap beef, because I don't know how much you listen to Drake, but Drake is constantly dissing people. Like Drake is dissing people every single thing he puts out. Somebody is the target, and he's throwing direct shots at them. That's why it seems like people just randomly jump out and diss Drake. But if y'all remember when Kanye said something about Drake, when I see you, Doug. Accolades, yes. I'm talking about accolades because if we just looking at skill, if we were only talking about rap skill, then why ain't Lupe in the big three? Because Lupe is better than all of them if we just talking about skill. I think Wale is better than the rest of them too, as far as just the pen, just the rap. I think Wale and Lupe is better than them. But we can't just only look at just the skill, because we know that skill is just one facet of rap. You know what I'm saying? The rap, especially rap on the mainstream level. You know what I'm saying? So, but like Kanye has said about Drake, is that Drake, the way Drake disses people is nobody else knows this about that person except that person, unless it's just a direct shot. But Kanye is saying that Drake plays mind games with people, and they know that he's playing with them. But when they come out and attack Drake, it looks like they're shooting at Drake for no reason. We as the general public don't know that Drake done gave a bar about noodles and lasagna, and it was about taking somebody's wife on a date, and we never knew. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much what Kanye is saying, that you will never know. If the person does not come out and tell you, yo, Drake was dissing me right here, the rest of us will never know that that's what was going on. So again, I'm loving what's going on in rap. I'm thinking we're getting some amazing music right now. 2024 has started off very good. I'll tell y'all my favorite albums this year so far is Blue Lips by Schoolboy Q. I've been listening to Mr. Beat the Road by Bossman D-Lo, his project. I love that. I work out to that Pretty much every time I go to the gym, I play that. I go to the gym 3 times a week or 4. And Future and Metro, We Don't Trust You. Those 3 albums right there are my favorite albums so far this year. And if y'all see, the numbers just came out on Beyonce's album today. She did like 420,000 the first week. So her fans loved it. I'm a Beyonce fan, but I didn't even listen to that project yet. But her fans love it. So that's what it's all about, putting out music that your fans love. You know, you can't really hope for much else, really. Yeah, Rip Little Folks said sneak dissing. It's true, it's sneak dissing, but it's not really sneak dissing if the person knows what it's about. Like, remember when Drake dissed Joe Budden and people was like, bro, he's not talking about you. But Joe Budden made a 7-song EP about him because Joe Budden knew what he was talking about. You know what I'm saying? He knew exactly, this man is talking about me right here, because whatever Drake said in that song, Joe knows, hey, he talking about my girl right there. He took my girl to the Costa Correos or whatever and had her shopping and sent her home with a bunch of bags. Like, so I wouldn't really call it, it's a sneak diss if nobody knows. If it's too subliminal where nobody knows. But if the person being dissed knows it's about them, then that's direct. My man said the new Rock Marciano is hard too. Yeah, shout out to him. I know that TF from LA had a verse on there. I listened to that song, but I didn't hear the rest of the project. Hopefully Metro and Future double down, drop an even bigger diss. I don't know. I do know that Metro is for sure going back. Like, Metro is not feeling Drake right now. So, you know, he might have more for him. I don't know if he went to go get a Pusha T verse just to like put the cherry on top. But you got to think about, though, Pusha T's fan base is not as big as Kendrick's fan base. So it wouldn't be as well received. A Pusha T diss on the Metro beat wouldn't be as well received as the Kendrick one. Actually, it might backfire. So he might want to be very, very careful with how he disses. Because I actually think that the song that they put out already at Drake is good enough. I don't think they need, first of all, because Drake didn't respond. So I think that's good enough. Like That is hard and it's #1 in the country. And the women are actually dancing to it. So it's being played in all the clubs everywhere. The men like it because of what it stands for, and the women like it because they can dance to it. It's Future. So you really can't beat that. There's no need to try to top that. What did he say? Vito Caswell said Jay-Z mastered the technique making subliminal music. That's facts. Drake learned it directly from Jay-Z. Drake does it exactly the same way Jay-Z did it. Actually, Drake is probably more stealthy with it because Jay-Z has a lot of music. Jay-Z has a lot of music in his catalog that's really storyteller music. That's just good, heavy lyricism where he's not really dissing anybody. It's just good storytelling. Drake is almost 100% taking shots at people. Like that's pretty much what. If Drake is not rapping to the women, when he mentions men, he's dissing them. Essentially, that's just what he does. He's just always doing that. So I do agree he learned it from Jay-Z, but I think that he does it a lot more than Jay-Z. Jay-Z seems to have a lot more life experiences to talk about that people want to hear. So Drake never got into the business of songs like Meet the Parents or Moment of Clarity and stuff like that. Like, he never really got into that lane of let me just give y'all a good story. I don't really have to diss anybody. He never did that. So he's been, just going at people's heads for a long time. But back to the original plot, though, y'all let me know in the comments. I want to know how y'all feel about J. Cole's shot at Kendrick. And it was more than a shot, because anytime that you put something out and you're trying to change the fans' perception about a person, that's not a friendly shot. I want fans to think you're trash. I want fans to start calling you trash. I want fans to start calling your music boring. Some people look at that like that's light, but it's really not light when you are looking to change the public perception of a person. That's like chess. That's like war type stuff. That's propaganda. That's what Meek Mill's whole goal was with Drake when he told everybody Drake had ghostwriters. Drake has not been able to get over that since. It's been almost 10 years now. And even now, people still, what's going on, Hippie Easter, people still bring up this ghostwriter thing when we all know Drake is writing his own music. We all know Drake has written hits for other people. But the fact that Meek Mill put it out there that Drake was working with Quentin Miller, it changed the public perception of Drake. When you start to, you can't really say this is just friendly when I'm looking to tear down or I'm looking to change what people say about your discography. Because for many people, they've been saying that Kendrick has all classic albums, or Kendrick, people were saying To Pimp a Butterfly was one of the best and most important rap albums of the last 20 years. But now you get half the internet today saying To Pimp a Butterfly was boring. It put me to sleep. It was trash. It was terrible. I'm so glad somebody said it. Yeah, To Pimp a Butterfly was not good. Stuff like that is not really friendly. You trying to change how people think about somebody. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like Drake did Pusha, or like Pusha did Drake, honestly. Because that whole thing about the kid, hiding the kid and all that. Because if y'all remember, Drake really was denying that baby at first. There was a song that he did. He was like something about January 21, something like that. And I don't have a kid on the way. I don't have a baby on the way. Pretty much that lady who he had the kid with was telling him, yo, I'm pregnant. It's your kid. He was denying it. You see what I'm saying? So before that Pusha T thing, Drake was denying that kid. So yeah, I would say Pusha T did it more. He made people change how they was looking at Drake for sure. But Drake, I mean, he's big. He restored his image. Self-made. What's cap? Let me know. As far as Drake doing it to Pusha T, I don't see too many people changing how they feel about Pusha T. I mean, Pusha T is. There are some people who say like, oh, Pusha T still telling the same old drug stories that he was never involved with. But listen, I was in Virginia. I was outside a little bit. Pusha T is not lying. All right. I know some people, when they get mad at him, that's the knock that they use on Pusha T. It's not effective, and it's not true. Pusha T has a reputation out there. So that's not going to work, especially not coming from a Canadian. Like, I'm sorry. It'd be different if, like, you know, if he got into a beef with like Yo Gotti and Yo Gotti was calling his street cred into question. But Drake can't really question Pusha T's street cred. That's why that was never really an effective diss at Pusha T. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, y'all, let me see. But you really don't hear about Pusha today. That's because Pusha hasn't dropped in a while. But one thing that you have heard is people saying Metro needs to go get Pusha T on the next project. So somebody does want to hear about that. Yeah, you say you heard he really liked that. Pusha T, it's not even just like it's the people in that area are not questioning Pusha T's relation and history in the streets. So again, somebody from Canada can't either. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even a question.